Hey everyone, welcome back to The Privacy Guy. Today I want to discuss the connection between privacy and freedom of speech. I know I've covered kind of the importance of protecting your privacy before and how it relates to freedom of speech in videos about why privacy matters. But today I just want to cover that topic more specifically on why protecting your privacy is important and why using privacy-friendly tools actually promotes free speech and allows more transparency into things like government and other private corporations. So first of all, the reason that privacy and freedom of speech are connected is that you're simply, when speaking privately or in a way that doesn't reveal your identity, you're able to separate yourself from the consequences of your speech. So, even if you have some kind of crazy, far out there views that, might be criticized by maybe even most people, if you're able to protect your privacy, then, you don't have to deal with the backlash of people, doxing you and revealing your home address and reaching out to your employer and telling them that you have these views that aren't the mainstream and that your employer needs to fire you. People, that's actually happened. And when people are able to speak privately, say that's through an anonymous Twitter account or a throwaway Reddit account, or even if it's just being an anonymous whistleblower and sharing a story with a journalist, these things promote conversations that otherwise wouldn't happen. And I know the current climate kind of has a lot of emphasis on shutting down free speech in order to protect populations that have been historically oppressed or sort of not represented. But in order to kind of promote these conversations from happening, I think we need to allow for these private methods of communications to be used. And they're available, they're out there. If you use things like Signal or, like I said, Reddit and Twitter are great places that allow you to use accounts privately that don't reveal your identity or your location or any of that thing. But we look at things like Facebook and we see that, in order to create an account, you have to upload your driver's license, you have to use your real name and verify that it's actually your name. And I just don't think that that's promoting conversations from happening in the way that privacy-friendly tools do. I think there's too much emphasis on kind of the platforms like Facebook and YouTube taking content down and removing certain topics of conversation, removing certain viewpoints. But I think these viewpoints need to be represented so that regardless of how ridiculous they are, smarter people with better arguments about why those arguments are wrong can actually see the claims that people are making and dispute them and share the correct information with them to promote better information, to promote transparency, to promote just conversation in general. Privacy allows for that to happen. Privacy is essential for removing the consequences that are pretty severe today. Like if you make claims that don't go along with certain views, you might lose your job. You might get your Facebook account deleted. You might get your YouTube account deleted. And I think privacy-friendly tools like Signal Messenger are fantastic. Make a Twitter account that's not linked to your name. Make a throwaway account on Reddit. Those are some great places to express your views, to promote conversations, and hopefully kind of advance society's views on certain topics by actually promoting those conversations. And then next up, I think another, perhaps more important thing is the role that privacy plays in journalism and in protecting anonymous sources. So let's say I work for a company that's doing some shady things and that I think should be revealed or called out by the media. I don't want to reach out to a journalist on Twitter from my personal Twitter account and then have my company see that and then I lose my job. So privacy and protecting anonymous sources is vital to allowing people to speak out, for allowing people to show things maybe inside the government that aren't above board, that are hurting people. Those things do happen, and we have seen whistleblowers like Edward Snowden come out and reveal certain things going on that aren't beneficial to the public but are still happening. And if it weren't for privacy, whistleblowers would be far less likely to speak out, far less likely to share these secret dealings that the public can't see, and we as the public would be less informed. So this tie between privacy and free speech creates an informed public, forces organizations and governments to be more transparent and to be more honest about what's going on behind the scenes, because they know that any employee or anyone involved could potentially kind of out them. So those are a couple things to keep in mind. If you have any kind of comments or maybe even pushback on why privacy is important and how it relates to free speech, feel free to leave me a comment and I'd love to discuss it more with you. But that's just my 2 cents. I think privacy plays a bigger role than just protecting your personal information. It also helps promote the spread of information. So keep those in mind. Thanks for tuning in. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do that. It helps me spread my message of privacy around the internet, which I think is a good thing. So stay tuned for more videos this week, and I'll talk to you guys soon.